I'd like to tell you a story. My name is Cindy Moore, and I married my high school sweetheart, Tim. 27 years ago, we met in Mrs. Wimpy's English class. We have 2 children, Ellen, who's 25, and Daniel, who's 24. And we decided that we wanted to raise our children in the church because Tim and I were raised in the church, and that's what we wanted, God in their lives. And so we started attending First Church and quickly became involved with Sunday school classes and vacation Bible school, mission trips, camping trips. Most of our friends that we became close to were like family from First Church. And I'm also a pre-kindergarten teacher at University Park. This will be my 30th year when I return. I teach the 3 and 4-year-olds, and I just love it. I'm not a very medical person, so the only terms that I use with my children at school are, do you need a Band-Aid for your boo-boo, or would you like a wet paper towel? So when I had a cough that wouldn't go away, I realized after 2 bottles of cough syrup I needed to go to a walk-in clinic. And so there they wanted to take an x-ray, and so when they did, they found an 8.5 centimeter descending aortic aneurysm. I could barely spell it, let alone know what it was. And they suggested that I go straight to the hospital by ambulance and be admitted. And so when I called Tim and told him the situation, he came straight to the walk-in clinic, and we called a friend of ours who's in the medical field, and he suggested that we go see a friend of his over in Florida Hospital in Orlando. So that night we went home and gave it all to God because we knew this was out of our league and we had no idea what was ahead of us. We called our family and friends and asking for prayers. I went to pack my suitcase like I was going on a cruise, and everything except a bathing suit. And I had 4 pair of shoes packed. Obviously I wasn't thinking straight. And so the next day we went to Florida Hospital, and Ellen flew in from Minneapolis and Daniel flew in from North Carolina. And our friends from Jacksonville drove down to be there with us. And on March 16th, 2017, I had my first surgery. It was a 5-hour surgery. And that was Tim's birthday. And so on March 17th, I had my second surgery that turned into a 3rd surgery. It was started at 12 noon and ended at 2 a.m. I've been told that the waiting room was full of our friends and family, all praying for me, and the doctors and the nurses that were taking care of me. And I was at peace with all of it. I knew God was in control and I was not. So then after surgery I went to CVICU, cardiovascular intensive care. I was there for 7 days. After that I went to ICU and was there for a few more days. And then I went into my regular hospital room where I was doing well. And so I was able to go home. My sister had flown in from Indiana to help me out at home. And I got home on a Wednesday, and then on Saturday I had a stroke and my left side was paralyzed. My family called 911. The paramedics came to our home and took me by ambulance to Holmes. And as I was leaving in the stretcher, I looked at my sister and told her, do not be afraid, because I was not. And so I went to Holmes for one night, and then from there they decided to send me back to Florida hospital in Orlando because of the intensity of my surgeries. And so I went back to Florida hospital in Orlando. Excuse me. And saw the doctors and nurses over there. And then God opened up a bed for me in the hospital in Winter Park, which has a rehab facility. And that's when I prayed Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And I was tired. I was weary. And that's when I knew I could feel God's presence with me as I met with the doctors and the nurses in the rehab, as I went to my CT scans and my X-rays and my CAT scans, and as I gave my blood work, my EKGs and my EEGs, and through all my occupational therapy and physical therapy, God was with me through my sleepless nights, and God was with me. And my family and friends were there by my side every day praying for me. I hope my story has inspired you to turn to God during the rough storms of your life. He has gotten me through this tough time, and He is still with me every single day, and I love Him for that. He is the great physician who knows all, and His timing is not my timing. But my girlfriends gave me a bracelet that says trust the journey, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trusting God, and this is his story through me,